Hello YouTube! Today we are talking about 10 ways to save $50 or more. First of all, why do you want to save $50? This why will keep you motivated and dedicated to the cause. Do you want to save $50 a week so you can invest it and maybe end up with $120k invested? That sounds nice. Or do you need to save $50 to create an emergency fund or even pay off some credit card debt or any other debt? As long as you have a why, it will be easier to save because you'll have a goal and dedication and motivation. Before I share my tips, a quick disclaimer. Contact your financial advisor, do your own research, and past performances are not a guarantee for future results. These tips might not work for you, and therefore just use them as an inspiration. If you have any other tip, please share in the comments. I'm sure we all want to save some money. My name is Anne-Sophie and I love everything personal finance. I am on my way to financial independence, but for now I just want to save some money. If you have any struggles on a financial level, please let me know. I would love to cover those in a video. To save $50, you need to find an expense that you don't really need to survive, and then cut it. But what is life if you cannot enjoy it? So don't cut everything and just live a good life. If you have many expenses that you really don't need, you could combine them to save more, or combine some at some level to get to $50. So tip number 1 is to quit a bad habit, like smoking, or using drugs, or drinking too much. It will have a direct impact on your budget, but also on the long term, as you will have less health expenses down the line. I'm all about the party and the good life, but sometimes being the designated driver will make you friends and make your wallet very happy. Soft drinks are cheaper and you will save on probably a Uber and impulse shopping or impulse eating. You don't need to go into the extremes. Sometimes ordering a water is simple, cheaper and good for you hungover the next day. Tip number 3 is to go through your bank account and stop subscriptions that you don't use. I wouldn't cancel insurances, but sometimes we have double, and that's just too much. If you have a gym subscription or membership and you don't use it, you could cancel it and choose for another free sport. It's important to stay healthy. And finally, a popular one is canceling or cable or choosing just one TV subscription, such as Netflix or Disney Plus or any other one. You could always rotate if you are done with the content of one of those. Good life, good food, I'm all about it. But we can always choose for smarter choices. Bringing your own lunch to work can save you so much more money and could be a lot more tastier as well. Cooking a nice dinner can be so much more romantic than eating out. Also, if you cook enough, you could freeze the leftovers. Meal prepping can be good to your wallet as well. You will cook a huge batch and freeze it. Then, during the week, you just have to defreeze, cook and eat. There will be less temptation for takeout or anything else that is very expensive. You might be already good at food budgeting, but are you good at snacks and coffee budgeting? Having a coffee from Starbucks is nice, but it should be only once in a while. If you go every day, that's going to be so expensive. Same for the chocolate bar at the vending machine or the bakery. Every day is just expensive. Just like cooking and meal prepping, you could bake your own chocolate bars or muffins. They will be a lot healthier and cheaper than if you had them store-bought. Tip number 6 is to evaluate your transport situation. For some, it might be just as easy as selling a car and investing in a bike, but maybe you should start by checking insurances. Insurance shopping can bring you lots of savings. Now into usage. If the groceries are around the corner or the gym or anything else, try to walk more often. Now, depending on your situation, your usage and other expenses, having a car can be more expensive than using Uber or public transport. Make the calculations and based on that, choose the right transport. Finally, if you really need a car, always choose second-hand that will be cheaper and less damaging on depreciation. Some of us are shoppers and some of us are compulsive shoppers. But in any case, you should have some kind of routine. Ask yourself if you need it. Ask yourself if you have the money for it. Calculate how many hours you have to work to pay for this. That is my biggest tip. If I wanted to buy a piece of clothing that is worth 15 days of work, I will just skip it because I don't want to work 15 days for that dress. But if it's about 2 days, why not? To shop less, also avoid shopping locations. It might be harder on your phone, but if you keep going to places where you can shop, you will. But if you go to the movies or to the park or to a museum, you'll get smarter and not poorer. Also, you can just delete the applications you shop on your phone on. That will make it easier to avoid them. Finally, my last tip about shopping is to challenge yourself with a no-spend weekend. You might find out that you like a lot of free stuff, and it will be very informative for you and your family. When you are shopping, you should check the lifetime of a product, but also its price. If the price is too cheap to be true, you will probably buy something that breaks down within seconds. But if the price is too high to be true, you might want to check second-hand stores. You might find the same object for the price you actually want it. If you think that your housing situation is too expensive, you are probably right. To save money on your current situation, you could find a roommate if possible, or Airbnb the place when you are not there. If you need to scale down before you do, calculate the expenses of selling a home and what it is worth. You don't want to lose money when you are scaling down because you are actually trying to save money here. If you can scale down, you could rent a smaller apartment for cheaper. You could find a house you can actually live with roommates, or maybe go back to your parents. I actually lived with my grandma for some time because that was cheaper. Another way to save money is to save ahead. Yes, using a credit card and going into debt is expensive, and that's why if you save beforehand, before you have a big expense, you will save money on that expense. My favorite way to save money is by using the sinking fund method. As soon as my salary comes in, I take out just a little money out of it. That way I don't even notice, and by the end of the year I have saved a good amount of money. If you have any other good tip, please share with the world. Put it in the comments. You will notice that I will not ask you to save on mental health, physical health, or any health, support system and everything. It is important that you keep a healthy mind. If this video has brought you some value, please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye bye.